Today's lesson video will be on topic 1-2, unit rates. So please update your table of contents to include page 9, 1.2, unit rates. So once you open up your note sheet to the top left, you'll see example 1. We have the situation: 3 roommates decide to buy a television. They agree to split the cost evenly. If the total cost of a television was $801, what was the cost per roommate? So we're going to set this up with the cost being in the numerator, the per matching up with the fraction bar, and the number of roommates going in the bottom. And we want cost per one roommate. So we're going to say equals 1 over what number? So this is the number we have to find. So in order to get the 3 to become a 1, we're dividing by 3. And then to keep this equivalent, we're going to divide by 3 in the numerator. And that's how we find out it is $261 per roommate. We don't include the over 1 here because by saying per roommate, that means per 1. Now on the right side is the first you try. So we have 5 friends eat a buca de beppo. They agree to split the bill evenly. If the total bill was $95, so you need to fill in the blank with $95, what was the cost per person? Please try the you try, pause the video, and then see how you did. So we're trying to find out the cost per one person. So we're going to have cost in the numerator and person in the denominator. So $95 over 5. And we want per one person. So 1 is in the denominator. To get the 5 to become a 1, we're going to divide by 5. To keep things equivalent, we have to do the same thing to the numerator. So 95 divided by 5 would be $19 per person. And so our answer is $19 per person. Example 2 on the left is pre-written for you. We're going to find the ratio and unit rate for each of the following situations. There are 1,120 students and 40 teachers. And over here, it tells us that it wants us to find the number of students per teacher. So therefore, this order matters. We have to have students per teachers, and the teachers need to become a 1 because it's per one teacher. So divide by 40. Therefore, 1,120 divided by 40 is 28 students. Here's the second example for example 2. I was able to walk 8 miles in 132 minutes, and it wants minutes per mile. So therefore, the minutes will go in the numerator because it has to match this. And the number of miles will go in the denominator because that's what we want one of, per 1 mile. So miles go down here. To get the 8 to become a 1, you divide by 8. To get the 132 to stay equivalent, we have to do the same thing to the numerator. And 132 divided by 8 is 16.5. So 16 and a half minutes per 1 mile. So now you're on the right side, which is a you try. Number 2, there's 3 of them, 2A, 2B, 2C. So please fill in the missing value of 3 and then find the ratio for heartbeats per minute and then find the unit rate of heartbeats per minute. So I guess the ratio I should mean to set up to solve for the unit rate. So heartbeats will go in the numerator, minutes in the denominator. We need the 3 to become a 1. So we're going to divide by 3. Therefore, do the same thing to the numerator, and you should get 73 heartbeats per minute. 2B says 16 gallons per 416 miles. And I want you to set up the ratio in order to find the unit rate of miles per gallon. Please pause and try the problem if you didn't already. So therefore, we want miles per 1 gallon. So our ratio to start the problem is going to be miles over the number of gallons. So we have 416 miles over 16 gallons. So to get the 16 to become 1 gallon, we're going to divide by 16. 416 divided by 16 is 26, and we get 26 miles per gallon. 2C, the missing value is $2.70. So 6 Gatorades cost $2.70. And you're going to be finding the price per Gatorade. So please do the ratio and then solve for the unit rate, or in this case, unit price. So we have price per Gatorade. So the price is going to be over the number of Gatorades. To get the 6 to become a 1, we divide by 6. $2.70 divided by 6 is 45 cents, and it is 45 cents for the price of 1 Gatorade, which is a very inexpensive Gatorade. This one is not on the note sheet. It's just to show you an example of Google Maps and an average. So we're told to go from Martinez, okay, my location, Martinez, down to Disneyland Park. It is 7 hours for traveling 399.1 miles. So the question is, what's your average mile per hour? So to find out how fast you're traveling on average, because obviously you're going to drive different speeds in a city versus on the freeway, but for the average per hour, you're going to get that 7 to become a 1 by dividing by 7. 399.1 divided by 7 means Google is averaging thinks you're going to go an average of 57 miles per hour in order to get to Disneyland in 7 hours. So now we're doing a unit price in order to find the best deal. So on the Gatorade problem we did, that was a unit price. And now we're going to figure out how much would this cost. So we have this based on Amazon. It's $12.72 for 24 cans of cat food. So we would find the price by doing $12.72 divided by 24, and it's 53 cents per can. So that's how much each can costs based on 24 cans for $12.72. Now this one is on your note sheet pre-done. So we have Costco selling these Starburst, and Skittles for $23.99 for a total of 30 pieces of candy. And then we have just the Starburst by themselves, the regular flavor, for $30.70 for a pack of 36. So the question is, I know these aren't the same product, but per 1 unit, meaning 1 thing of candy, which is the better deal? So in order to figure that out, we're going to do the cost per 1 candy. So we're going to start this off as $23.99 over 30. Got to get that 30 to become a 1 so we can find the cost of 1 candy. So divide by 30 in both, and you get 0.7996, and it's going to repeat forever on the calculator. So in the real world, we need to round to the nearest cent. So in this case, we round to the nearest cent. We go over here. This rounds up to 80 cents. So for the Costco pack of candy, it's 80 cents per candy. Now in Amazon, we have the cost being $30.70 over 36 pieces of candy. So to get 36 to become a 1, we divide by 36. $30.70 divided by 36 is 0.85277, and then this continues on in the calculator also, but we're rounding to the nearest cent, so it is 85 cents per item of candy. Therefore, the better deal, if you're just looking at the price per unit, is the Costco pack. And how much better? Well, it is, the Skittles are less by 5 cents, and this should really say per candy or per item, because it's not just like 5 cents comparing these two, it's per item. So please make sure you do highlight the key information on the pre-done part of your notes. Now, number 3 on the you tries, on the right side, it says which is the better price by how much. So I'm going to show you some information. The fruit snacks are $16.29. And how many total? You get 66 in this pack of Welch's fruit snacks. And then the fruit by the foot are $17.45 for 42 rolls. Now, some of you might say 66 for $16.29 versus 42 for $17.45. You can kind of figure out which one's going to be a better price, but I want to know by how much. So we actually have to do some calculations. So the price of the fruit snacks, the quantity of the fruit snacks is listed. Now to find the unit price, we're going to do cost over quantity. Get that 66 to become a 1 by dividing by 66. Have to do the same to the top. And we're going to have to round this value of 0.2468 to the nearest cent. So 25 cents per bag of fruit snacks. And then the fruit by the foot, we have $17.45 and 42. Please try to find the unit price by pausing the video and then solving to see how you do. You do cost over the quantity. The 42 needs to become a 1 to find the price of 1. And you'll get 0.415, which rounds up to 42 cents per fruit by the foot pack. Therefore, the better price is clearly the fruit snacks. And if you subtract these two, you'll find that the fruit snacks are 17 cents less per item. So they're the better deal by 17 cents each. Last but not least, you should go back to your vocab on page 6. We added it when we did equivalent ratios. So here's the unit rate or unit price. I would like you to add in unit price in your own handwriting. And then we have some vocab that's already done. A rate, which is a ratio that compares quantities in different units with a denominator of 1. So an example would be 25 miles per 1 hour or 50 cents per 1 candy bar. Key thing is that it's a comparison to 1. Versus over here, the non-example has 100 miles per 4 hours. So the issue is it says 4 hours instead of 1 hour. And here $1.50 for 3 candy bars instead of having it per 1 candy bar. And the main characteristic is something per 1 of something using different units. So here we could have miles, which is distance, per 1 hour, which is time. The other thing that was given out in class today is the homework expectation sheet. So here's some reasons why showing work is important. On the top of the homework paper example, you're going to have the different things you can earn points for. So if you should put a box so I can do my completion stamp. You need your first and last name, your class period, each of these being a point. You're going to need the assignment number with some type of word about the assignment and or the section number. So you need at least the assignment number and at least the section number or a description. Then you are to show at least 5 problems of work. So you'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually showing work and not just listing an answer. So here's some more about that. And then if you show more than 5 problems, that's great and highly encouraged, but you will not receive extra credit. So just pointing out that it's great to do more than 5 problems of work, but you will not get extra credit if you do. And then some more information about the homework. You pause and read these, and then you'll need signatures at the bottom showing that you've read it and you understand. This is an example of how the homework on digits will be scored. So I blocked out the names of students from a previous year. So if someone gets 100%, the accuracy score will be a 10 out of 10. If someone gets a 94%, I round it down to a 9, and that is equivalent to an A minus. And if someone gets a 67, I bump this up, I round up to a 7 out of 10. So that's a C minus. On the back of the homework expectations paper, there's an example one of, so you can catch mistakes. So I'm just going to point the mistakes out. This does not have a last name, so that'll be -1. Here we do not have a word or the topic number, so that'll be another -1. Here's one good problem of work. Here's one good problem of work, but we're missing 1, 2, 3 problems of work. This is just an answer. This is just an answer, and they don't even have a 5th problem. So this would be -3. So we have -1, -1, -3. That's -5 points. This would be a 5 out of 10 in the grade book, which would be a 50%.